Oh wow, this looks cool. Just flying around randomly at high speed. So today I'm gonna show you something that is very helpful if you are about to build a ship and you're wondering how to leave the atmosphere, because most people when they're playing, you know, like survival on a planet, especially Mars, alien planet, or the Earth, moons are not that difficult because the gravity is lower, but on these planets there are a lot of gravity, 1G, all the time. It's a little bit different on the other planets, but you know, it's about 1G, and that's actually a lot of force you need to counter when you have a ship you want to push out of the atmosphere. You actually need a whole lot of hydrogen, or some kind of, you know, slingshot to get yourself out into space. I have made a lot of ships that I thought had enough hydrogen to get out of this atmosphere, but sometimes it just turns out they don't, and they are going to come crashing down into your face once again. There's some different techniques. One of the techniques to, if you want to build, okay, so let's take it from the start. If you want to build a giant ship, you want to build the biggest motherfucker ship in the world, and you don't want to make it too easy for yourself. You know, you want to start on the Earth, where Platinium is limited to very few pieces. If you kill a space dog, you can actually get Platinium up to 2 kilos in one dog, and that's, well, to be fair, it's quite a lot when you consider that you can't get it on the planet. You can't get Platinium on the Earth. And you're probably wondering, if you're not that familiar with space engineers, what on earth are using Platinium? What parts is requiring Platinium? Well, there's 2 parts, as far as I know. There are the missiles. They require Platinium in order to build them, 0.01 kilos of it, and thruster components. These 2 things needs Platinium to be built, and in the start world, this is a brand new start world, I can just search, you have 25 reactor components. You know what I mean. You have 25 thruster components, and that's what you're starting out with. And if you're very careful with that, you can actually make a small space mining ship. As I would like to demonstrate, we actually have a start ship at some mining scheme. This is a Danish, by the way, so if you don't understand anything, it's just the Danish language, the wonders of Danish language. I actually have a basic mining ship. I can't seem to find it. Drill ship, atmosphere Mach 1. That is, maybe this is the one. Yeah, this is the one. This is a basic mining ship that the game throws at you, and this is actually quite a nice ship. It has a lot of engines to get backwards, and not that much to get forward. And the reason for this is, you know, the ship is made to drill, so if you have large engines pushing your drills into the asteroid, something terrible is going to happen. So this is a very nice ship, but we need to get this out to space. Because what I'm thinking of doing a series with is, I want to mine Platinium, but I don't want to build my spaceship in space. I want to build my mothership here on Earth. I want to, you know, make a giant hangar and just, you know, build the biggest mothership that you possibly can do on Earth, and then stop a lot of hydrogen thrusters on it and just, you know, make it flow out of the atmosphere. You know, it takes a lot of ice, but you can make a one-time solution to get a large ship off the planet. Just make a hell of a lot thrusters. So what I want to do today, this is going to be a long video, by the way, sorry. I want to build a hydrogen craft that is capable of transporting this ship out of the atmosphere and back down again. And it needs to be efficient, it needs to be not that expensive, and it needs to have some capabilities that is not that familiar to people that not... If you're not playing Space Survival, you're not familiar to this. If you start a world on this planet, the asteroid fields are in the map, but they are 200 to 150,000 meters away from every planet you start on. So if I fly out here, I'm going to fly 40,000 meters to get out of the atmosphere, and then I have to travel 150,000 miles further to get into asteroid fields, and that's a hell of a lot of traveling. And I'm you know, I'm a hyped person. I don't want to travel that long. I have important things to do, you know, drink tea and do nothing. So we need to make a ship that can get us easily to the asteroids and back. And we need to make it capable of lifting this small craft. So what I'm proposing is I'm gonna build a ship and then we can take a look at it. Stay tuned. So this is what we're going to do, you know. We're going to make a hydrogen-driven craft. 2 big engines, some small stabilizing engines, cargo container to contain whatever we're going to mine out there, and, you know, ice for the ice conversion to hydrogen gas. And this is, you know, the main build-up. I have built it out of the station, so this is actually a part of the station. And the reason I have not used, you know, the new large ship is simply because look at the landing gear. It's not locking. It's not automatically locking to the surface. I don't know if this is a new bug to the game, but if you try to build something on there in survival, it's just, you know, I will demonstrate. That is going to happen. You don't want that to happen to your survival ship after using, you know, like 200 hours of your life building something amazing and it's just tipping over and destroying itself. So the landing gears are fucked once again. I think it's you know, the update's fault. I don't know what happened there. Okay, so we need to make a way of connecting this to a possible station. The station down here, so we can get the materials easy to our refineries. So I'm just gonna connect a connector. Oh, before that, I forgot something. Sorry. I have not built it that many times. I've built it a few times in order to demonstrate to my colleagues, my Danish colleagues, what I mean about, you know, transporting a little mining ship out to the outer space to mine and then just return. It's actually a quite good solution if you're not that interested in, yeah, you know, building without Platinium, which sucks. You need the engines. It's nice to have a ship that is actually ready to take off as soon as you have built it. It's quite sad to have a ship you need to convert in outer space, and you have a lot of hydrogen you need to burn. It a lot of things I don't want to talk about. It's going to be a long video if I do so. Okay, so this is wrong. Sorry. On here there needs to be a piston just like this one, and then we need to add a drill. And the reason for this drill is, for once, it's actually some stabilization for the 2 engines, so it won't tip over if you land a little bit off. And it's an easy way of gliding over the lake and just grinding, you know, if you have the lake down here, just grind the ice directly up into your ship, so you don't need to transfer it or have another mining ship that, you know, can fill this one up, and then you have a mining ship on top, and it's just gonna be some mess. So just have one drill here, and you can just drill down with the piston, extend it down in the lake, you know, gather up a lot of ice. So that is the simplest way of doing that. We need a lot of ice conversion, obviously, because this craft is driven by ice. So we need at least 4 of those. Right at the moment, I can't seem to fit more than 2 right there, and then we can fit furthermore. I'm gonna switch these around so they point, you know, up at the ones on top. Okay, I can't do this because of the piston. Oh, god damn it. Well, we have to settle with 2. We can always expand it out. We have a lot of room and a lot of things to add to this. More than that. Okay, so we need to add a jump drive because we need to be capable of, you know, jumping out into asteroid reach. So we don't have to wait and fly a long time to get out there. So we need a jump drive. We need a conveyor here, and then we need. This is, for some people, you can actually do it with 1 reactor, but I would recommend you use 2 because, you know, 1 is... When the jump drive is charging, you won't have any power to your gyroscopes. It's just a side note, so 2 is the right number. We need to add a gyroscope, of course, to adjust our course. We need to add some... Well, what are you calling this in... atmospheric thrusters, the big ones, because we need to have something, you know, to conserve hydrogen and to be capable of leaving the atmosphere at a great speed. It's nice to have these engines just, you know, to help you along. And we actually need to put them a little bit further down. I don't hope the flames are going to burn those off. They haven't done it previously, so why should they do it now? Okay, we need some cockpit, and we need a... Do we actually need anything else? We need to connect the cockpit, and then we need to have the platform for the mining ship. So we need to add a conveyor, we need to add some light blocks, we need to add landing gears, because the connectors are still broken. If you're trying to dock something with a connector and, you know, fly around with it, it's gonna fall off at some point randomly, and that's not nice. So you need to lock it down with landing gears. Okay, is there more we need? Yeah, we need a conveyor sorter to drain the mining ship. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a conveyor. We're going to add a conveyor sorter pointing downwards. We need to add a connector on top to so we can dock our mining ship, because the mining ship can't fly in atmosphere. So when we are on the ground, we need to be able to transport the items out without converting the ship to a atmospheric ship. We need a connector. That was it. Right there, we need 2 blocks here, then we need some landing gears in order to hold the little ship firmly. Oh, I paused the game. Can you pause the game? Okay, so the pause button on the keyboard is actually pausing the game. I didn't know that. That's kind of noobish. I've been playing this game for a long time and I didn't know it had that function. Okay, so we need to add a what the fuck you call this a cockpit. Like that. Yeah. You will not be able to look out of that cockpit, but you need to have it, and it's a nice feature you have, not just to float around. Okay, we need some braking engines, and then we need some small engines just to stabilize when we are in the atmosphere. And I'm not adding any engines, you know, from side to side, because that's not necessary. This is for moving over the lake and gathering ice. I will show you this when it's done. Okay. Do we need any more conversion of ice? Yeah, I think so. I think we can add at least 1 more oxygen generator here, so we are not going to run out of ice right there. Okay, is there any more we need? We can add some solar panels to make this more efficient. If we want to, you know, conserve some uranium, we can actually... If I'm not a total ass with this, I could add them, but I seem to be too spunko to do it. But that looks like shit. Is this possible to add? I want them here, but it doesn't seem to let me put them there. Okay, so we're just gonna flip them. Can I add them then? I can add 1 there and 1 there, and of course I can do the same with the other side. Boop. And maybe we can, yeah, we can add some in the bottom too. Okay, so we actually have some, you know, some sun absorption. What you call it? We can absorb some energy from the outer space and, you know, use it to power gyroscopes or whatever. We need a beacon on this, because when we leave with the small mining ship, if something happens to this and it's not able to keep its position, it's nice to have a gyroscope. Not a gyroscope, a beacon, so we can see it from a long way. So where is the beacon? The beacons actually don't use that much power. They're quite efficient. And they light up beautifully, so that's nice. Okay, is there any more things we need other than seeing our faces? Not feces, but faces. Well, obviously we need to put the ship on top. And then we need to set up the action groups, and we need to set up this conveyor sorter. The reason for this is I want to be able to drain the mining ship as soon as it lands here. So when I'm docking the ship on top, this station or whatever it is going to drain all the ores out and put them into this giant cargo container in here. And then it's all kept there until you land. When you land on a planet, the refinery system should have a conveyor sorter that drains this part of the ship through this. So when I'm landing, I can just extend the piston, connect it to a station, and, you know, use it. And when it's not in use, it's just sitting beautifully up there, so I can use the drill. That's nice. Okay, so this craft is actually done. Let's copy paste this fucker and put it on top. If it's possible, I don't know. Okay, I need to be a little little closer to this, so it's not that, you know, that hard. If you're a long way, you can't seem to see what the fuck you're doing. Okay, so I'm going to, okay, I cannot rotate myself, but I can rotate this, just like that. Yeah, please don't fall off. Okay, there we go. So we go into this and we lock it. So now this is caught. This is not going anywhere. It's actually stuck on here for now. We need to make a new action group to turn off the thrusters. Spotlights. We don't have a group. Okay, so thrust. Large thruster. Backwards, forwards, small, right, left. I'm going to call this iron power, because it's easy for me to remember, and then just switch it on off. Okay. Move, groups, iron power. Okay. This is one of my friend's ship. That's why it's not this color originally. It has been repaired a lot of times. I had a moon survival going, and is why. Okay, so we need to turn on the connector, and then we need to lock it, I assume. Okay, we are in survival, so anything I build is not owned by me. I need to go in here and just adjust this too. I'm gonna save before I do this. Gonna make this mine. Otherwise you cannot dock to it. Please don't shoot it. Okay, you didn't shoot it. Nice. This is a new bug, by the way. This video is recorded like 1 day before you see it, and meteor showers are back on the fucking Earth. What this? What? Why? Why is this bug back? They fixed this, yeah? Now it's back, and I'm getting so pissed if they hit this. I'm going to get so mad. Oh my god. Okay, so this is ready now, I think. It's not yet converted into a ship, so we need to go into info, and I can't seem to do this, so it must have done it by itself. Okay. So what we need to do now is we need to take off like this. Yeah. Okay, this is crap. I should actually rotate this cockpit around. It will make it a lot easier for me to control it. Let's do this. If I do this, it will get a lot easier to control this. And then I need to, obviously, no, I can use it. Yeah. Okay. So this is my idea. Having a craft similar to this, just transporting your mining ship in and out of the atmosphere, and when you need to leave, the first thing you need to do is you need to fill up with hydrogen. So I need to find my drill, some of them. This is crap, by the way, because I can't seem to find what drill I need. I can disconnect this because it doesn't need to be connected. And now I should be able to see the drills clearly in the menu. G, there's the drill. Toggle block on off. Piston, reverse, next piston, reverse. What kind of piston is this? That's the docking piston. Okay, so this is the mining piston. Piston 3 is the mining piston. It needs to have a velocity of about 3, I think, because otherwise it's going to, yeah, it's going to push the drill more down into the ice than it can actually drill. So you're going to end up with some spunky work. You don't do that. Leave it like a gentle speed. Okay, so we go over here, we turn the drill on, we find a place to land. This looks like a nice spot full of ice. Going to be very gentle. We don't want to crash this brand new model. Oh, that was close. So we go down here. Whoop. I should just make some groups, by the way. Atmospheric engine. We need to make this and call this jet power, because it is actually jets. And we're going to turn it on. And we're going to do this hydrogen and call this hydro power. Not hydra, but hydro. 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 Oh, my English are just wonderful, isn't it? Okay, groups, hydropower, and jet power. So now we can turn those stinking hydrogen engines off because we don't need them. And we extend the drill down. So I'm just gonna mine here, just get some ice into those ice generators. and, you know, convert a lot of hydrogen. So when you need to take off and leave for the atmosphere, you're just gonna, you know, drill down to the Earth, get the materials you need. Make sure your ship is not flipping, as this is actually doing right now, because I'm an idiot. I'm an utterly idiot. Okay, this video is not going to sour because of you. Please don't. Well, so the plan is you adjust the piston so it's actually, you know, mining and not pushing your ship over. Or you can do this. It shouldn't be necessary to have the hydrogen engines on. No, it's not. The jet engines can, you know, hold the ship to some extent. It's not holding it that firmly. No, that's why we need side-to-side engines. But okay, this is a concept. This is not a built ship. This is not, you know, this is not done. We can actually turn on the hydrogen just to stabilize. There we go. Okay, so when you have mined ice, you need to leave the atmosphere. So what we're going to do is we're going to blow out without the hydrogen. We should be able to at least hit 6,000 meters with only the atmospheric engines. And we have our little mining ship on top. It's just resting. You know. Am I falling down at this moment? I am falling down. Why am I falling down? Why are the engines stopped? What the fuck is this? Why are the engines stopped? That's just weird. Why did they stop? I've not turned them off. Have I turned them off? Jet power. Why are the jet engines not on? And why are you falling? What is this madness? We have a lot of power. We have, you know, power usage 3%. And our jet is not they don't want to cooperate. Please start up. Well, they are not on. This is strange. This is so strange. Okay, so there they turned on. Fine. What the fuck is what is about with this game? You know, sometimes it works great and other times it's just terrible. You're going to frighten a lot of new players away from this game with all these bugs. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I need to take some tea and relax. Okay, so I'm going to speed this up for you. Okay, so the atmospheric engines just started to lose their thrust here at 6,000 meters. And what I'm going to do now is I'm not gonna hold it in. In a survival scenario, you need to, you know, use some power and just leave it. Use some power, just leave it. As you can see, every time my speed reaches about 90, I use a little bit of power again, because this way you conserve a lot of hydrogen. If you just hold it down, you're going to use more hydrogen than is necessary, and you're going to waste a lot of hydrogen. So just, you know, when it gets to like 80, just push it a little bit, and then, you know, of course have your inertia dampers off. And I'm going to speed this up again. Okay, so in like 3 seconds we're out of the atmosphere. Come on, 40,000 meters. A little bit more. God damn, this was just a long time sitting here. I have forgotten how long it takes to get out of that atmosphere. It's like, you know, 40,000 meters. It's just a lot. It's very much. It's a very, very long time, you know, to get out. It takes like, you know, 10 minutes or something. Okay, so now we're out and we need to brake, so I'm just gonna enable the inertia dampeners. This is why we had the small engines at the top. And now we are completely stopped. Okay, so as you will can see, there's no asteroids out here, so we need to warp in order to get them. And for that I'm going to create, that's one of the first things you need to do, you need to create a GPS location here. Near position, we call this warp Earth. So whenever I want to return to the Earth, I can just warp to this coordinate, and then, you know, I will be here. So What we need to do now is we need to press G and pull down this jump command, and we need to set up the jump drive. We want to jump that distance, we want to make a blind jump, and we're going to jump, well, I don't know if I can jump without locking the actual ship on, but we will try. Yeah, I can. Okay, so I need to access the connector on top of this and push. Oh, what did I just push? Please connect, come on. 4 and 5. Okay, so now we're connected. We should be able to jump now. I hope. Otherwise this is going to be a very fucked up video. I can't jump. Oh, that's crap. So it's actually the landing gear's fault. I'm going to push this and then I can jump. No, I can still not jump. What is this? What is this madness? Why is this? I don't understand. This is me, yeah. And now I can jump. Yeah, okay, so it was a problem by ownership. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make a blind jump in probably the cockpit's direction. So we're going to get a lot closer to the sun. And a lot further away from the Earth. So now we jumped 2 million meters away. That's quite far. And out here you can see there's actually asteroids. There's an asteroid right down there. You know, Mars is up there. The alien planet is somewhere over there. There's a big asteroid over there. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to disconnect this. We're going to let this, you know, charge. I have pointed the solar panels at the sun, so this can, you know, stay in charge. And I'm going to access this one. Turn the engines on and disable the connector, and we should actually be able to, yeah, free yourself. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, if this was as in a survival world, I will just, you know, mine a lot of Platinium. I will map out all the asteroids. Maybe if I found some good asteroids, I will actually map, you know, that ship as well. That location, so I can warp directly to here where all my GPS coordinates are. So I'm going to mine a lot of asteroids. When I have mined whatever I want, I can go back to, you know, our beacon ship here, warp back to the Earth because we set a warp point on the Earth, and then, you know, descend to the Earth with like 2 million Platinium and just, you know, have a giant party, you know. It's an amazing strategy, you know, to build a giant ship down on the Earth. Or you can, if you're not that, you know, if you don't want to challenge yourself that much, you can just, you know, use this ship, you know, to get out of the atmosphere to start with and just build a station and build your mothership there instead. That's another strategy, if that's what you want. But at the moment there are some bugs in Space Engineers. Landing gears are still a pain in the ass, and they haven't fixed that. That's just, you know, it's sad. It's such a big, you know, it's a game breaker. If I teleport, if I copy paste a ship into a, you know, a creative world, even though the ship isn't capable of flying in atmosphere, if a little ship is stuck to it using landing gears, it will actually float in space. It will ignore gravity. That's kind of strange. It's useful, but kind of strange, and it shouldn't be possible. Okay, so when you have docked, you mind a lot. You just dock back up to the station. Oh, be careful with the thrust. And you don't turn this on. Gonna shake it a little bit, yeah, and then just gonna connect it right back to the station. And now you can return to the Earth with all your Platinium and just build your ship just as you want it to be. So thank you for this a little long video, I will admit, and you know, my Danish is getting worse by the second. Sorry. I have a lot of Danish videos to attend to, so I will go now and you will have hopefully a lovely evening. See you, my name is Philip, and goodbye.